The first thing on the agenda is scheduling a Lot 2 Allen Road variance.
Yes, that's septic system regulation 3N reserve area. One of Mike Sawyer's lots on Allen Road. It had been previously permitted and that variance had been approved, but it's expired, so he's got to go through the approval process again.
Okay,
So I was looking at August 15th. It'd be 2 meetings out at 7:30 because we don't have anything scheduled there yet.
8:15, okay.
If that
7:30,
works. Yeah, if that works, I'll create the hearing notice and get it out and post it.
okay. We'll jump over fees for open top dumping and go to permits. Lot 1 Allen Road.
Yeah, I think Sue might have a plan for that from Ross Associates.
Hold on. This is where I get to have fun. I wish they'd all label them. All right, what road are we looking for?
Allen,
Lot 1 Allen Road.
So I got a bunch of different. It's Barnes Road. Okay. Now I just have to share my screen. Share screen.
not yet.
It's coming.
Okay,
Oh, there you go.
wow, that's quite the configuration of that lot.
Yeah, it is.
Looks like a shirt with arms.
Yeah, really, yeah. Diebold, Shartner.
Yeah, so this had been permit back in wow, 2003 was the last time it was
Wow.
permitted. And
Right.
you know, Mike's looking to get going maybe on some of these lots on Allen Road that he's had for a while.
Right.
So if we go to maybe the other sheet or scroll down to show the proposed house in system area. Yeah, if you go down on that center area, that's probably,
He doesn't have a real layout of the system.
yeah, there should be.
Cross section.
That would be on sheet 2. Yeah, just scroll down there in the center.
Oh,
Yep,
okay.
so
There we go.
there is,
Yeah.
you know, proposed house, well, 1,500 gallon tank and leach bed, variance free, had a permit before, but again, just expired.
So we're going with the same design, this is just a, make it
Actually, the
contemporary.
previous design was trenches. They changed to bed probably due to grading.
Oh, okay,
And
Yep.
it was revised to meet the current regs, you know, 4-foot offset versus 5. So taking advantage of the board's revisions.
okay,
Yep,
so
pretty
this
straightforward.
is, excuse me, this is recent revisions by the engineers?
Oh, yeah, this
Yeah.
revised June 29th of 23. Yep.
Oh, okay, okay.
And this is where Warren Wheeler's house originally stood, Billy, so it's an upgraded sort of?
No,
No?
that's further down. This is raw land.
Oh, right, yeah.
This is that driveway Mike's cut in close to the
Yeah, yeah,
West Street.
yes. Now I know where it is, yeah.
Doesn't he actually have access to West Street as well, I believe?
I think so. That lot plan might show that, but I
It
think at
did.
least some of its land reaches both
Right, yeah.
streets.
Okay,
Yeah, there it is, Sue. That locus, I think that shows
Yeah, top corner, yeah.
access to west also. Yeah. Yep, so if that's all set, I will draft and sign the permit for the board.
okay.
Looks good to me, Billy.
I have no issues.
Okay. What's next?
About 203 Crosby Road upgrade permit. And I
Yeah, I
believe
think
we have
people
someone in
here.
the audience.
I think there's two people in the audience for that one.
Yep.
No, it's
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Hey
Yeah,
there.
Hi. My name's Aiden Schlobman. I'm with Stanley McNary's. I am going to be the representative for this project. I can happily share my screen here and show you guys the plan. if you'd
great.
like.
I'll stop sharing. Okay, you got it?
Got it. So this is the most recent file. I sent this actually this morning, so I know there actually hasn't been enough time to actually review it. But hopefully you're still seeing this screen, right? The plan?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, perfect. So essentially, this is a house that is turning into a 3-bedroom house. It plans on being a multifamily. Essentially, we are proposing Presby technology here, just because the current system, or sorry, the current groundwater is pretty narrow, so we wanted to minimize regrading for this project. So our entire septic system is pretty far from the house itself, because there is a riverfront here. So the actual leach field itself is completely outside of any sort of riverfront area, just to make conservation happy.
Mhm.
So there's been kind of minor revisions since last time. Bill Brookings had some comments, but since last time, I'll actually show you this is a newer one. Since last time, the main real change to the design is now there's a sleeve, a pipe sleeve that's going to be proposed for underneath the driveway itself, as well as we had to do just some minor redesign just for all the proposed and reserved trenches needed to be 11 MPI for the perk rather than 2.
Mhm.
And we have in the works, we have deed notice, just because we are proposing an innovative technology here. So we have proposed that it's going to be a deed notice stating such. I know that there was an outstanding issue here. Right up here, they're shared by the same lot as 199 Crosby Road. I know there was some sort of issue there in terms of compliance, because there was a deed restriction saying that could only be a 1-bedroom dwelling with a 1-bedroom septic, and it was a 1-bedroom septic, but it is a 3-bedroom home. But the entire scope of this project here is we are going to completely raise that house, essentially removing the house and the septic system itself. So that non-compliance issue will get fixed, because that'll go from a 3-bedroom to a 0-bedroom. So that shouldn't be an issue anymore. The existing system here couldn't be reused because it is a cesspool, and we wanted to upgrade to better technology than that, especially because of the 2 minor additions that we're going to add, and just make it more livable for people. I'm happy to hear Any comments that anyone has?
All right, you said the house is being raised?
Mhm. Like
Okay,
demolished.
do we have any kind of plan on what is going to replace it so that we can do room counts and that sort of thing?
No replacement. That is going to be completely demolished, and it's going to be seeded with a conservation mix at the request of conservation.
Bill, go
So
ahead.
Paul, just so maybe it's not clear, this parcel of land contains two dwellings, 203 Crosby Road and 199 Crosby Road. And when the Title V inspection reports came in for both properties, there were issues with the reports and letters were issued. Since then, it's under new ownership. So the house that's being raised or demoed would be the 199 Crosby, which is off screen towards the top of the plan. That's being demoed and not replaced. Well, will be decommissioned, septic system will be abandoned. That would leave 203 getting a new system and having some additions added to it, I think would kind of describe the scope of the project.
Yeah, okay.
So there'll just be one house, Bill, or?
That's my understanding.
Yeah. And this is a pump or gravity?
Gravity, it's a 1,500 gallon 2-compartment tank to a Presby bed.
Yep.
No variance is required.
Yep.
There was, these properties are adjacent, correct?
Well, it's to my understanding, it's one parcel and there's a house, 203 shown on the plan, and I think 199 would be off the plan towards the top.
I'm
So when you
just
come in the
wondering-
driveway, 203 peels off to the left and 199 kind of peeled off to the right.
Yes.
Well, if you're raising one house and leaving the other, I'd like a little more background on why we're going right into a Presby versus a conventional system when it seems to me there's now more land available. But I'm not sure I understand the whole picture, so it's a question.
Well, the state code allows the use of an IA technology as long as a conventional could be used. And at that point, it's really designer's choice at this place. You know, they can, a Presby is a bed, but yet it can be sloped, so you minimize grading. You know, I can't speak for the designer's choice, but that's often why Presbys are used.
Are we clear that a conventional system could go in here somewhere?
Yes, that's part of the approval.
Yeah.
A proof,
Oh, it is. All right.
conventional
Okay.
design has to be shown. You know, I run the calcs on that just to make sure it matches. And then they're allowed to use the IA in its place. And again,
All right.
there's no break being given here, you know, no groundwater offset reduction, none of that. This is a compliant system.
And there is a reserve, right, Bill?
Yeah, you can see reserve trenches shown
Yep.
down slope of the
Yep.
Presby bed.
Yep.
And that's actually what's shown as the primary conventional system also would be a set of trenches in that same area.
Oh. I'm okay with it.
Now that I understand, yeah, I'm fine.
But yeah, variance free, it doesn't need a hearing, correct? Billy?
Correct.
Okay,
And I think there's a new well being proposed also, Aiden, is that correct?
there is, it's going to be down here, outside of obviously the 100-foot well radius is shown. And that's going
Oh,
to be
yeah.
completely outside of riverfront as well. There's an existing well that's underneath the garage, and that's going to be decommissioned as well.
All right.
Okay.
And this is what's going to replace it.
No, if he satisfies you, Billy, I'm happy.
Yeah, I just need to, Aiden's gonna get me a copies of the revised plan. Once I review those, I'll get a permit drafted up and sign it for the board.
That'd be fine. I'm
Oh,
Oh,
fine
and
with
Paul,
that.
Paul, as far as room counts go, you know, when the building permit comes in for the addition, obviously at that point, we'd be asking for a room count to make sure that it meets the 3-bedroom requirements.
Right, okay.
Okay, yep.
And the proponents are aware of that process, that protocol.
I would assume so, but they're welcome to ask me any questions they have when they're going through that process with Viewpoint.
Right. Okay. I have no other questions.
All right.
Maybe you can stop sharing your screen.
Sure.
Thank you.
So Aiden, did I hear you correctly? There's only gonna be one house on the property? Or it's still gonna have two? Just
Nope.
one?
Yep, just the one.
Oh, yeah, it's a nice spot down there, yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I think 199 actually just used to be the barn of the property.
It was, yeah, it was a garage barn store, and I think the
Yeah.
daughter moved in there many, many years ago, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, moving along.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Good night.
Title V inspection reports.
Yeah, we have
187
two.
South.
Yeah, that is a pass. And 21 Gibbs also a pass.
Billy, how come Gibbs did it get sold?
What's that?
or-
Gibbs? Yeah,
Uh,
that's
20
that's Mark Rhodes' house. He's moving to
Oh.
Amos Wheeler Road.
Yeah, right. I was just surprised that new house was, had Title V already, that's all.
Well, once it's over 2 years old, the
Correct.
COC is no longer valid. Yep, so it's probably just over that.
Yep.
Okay, got a few minutes before our first hearing. Bill, do you have any miscellaneous? And I have a question for you, which you may or may not be able to expound upon. Late this afternoon, got a email relative to Neshoba Nursing.
Yes.
Yeah, Bill
Yeah.
told us that was gonna happen.
What, the
What's that,
hospice?
Sue?
Bill or Bill's boss there, he sent an email out last week
Yeah,
saying they were no longer going to be doing hospice.
yeah, what a shame, yeah.
But
We
is
can't-
Neshoba Nursing still going to exist?
Oh, yeah,
Yes. Yeah, I think they try to make that clear that nursing was going to remain unchanged, but the hospice portion of that side of the agency was going to be discontinued, which
All right, I
I
guess I
found
need,
surprising.
yeah.
I guess I need to read that 2 or 3 times because I wasn't clear on that. Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah, that's my understanding.
Okay. Yeah, you're not directly in that loop, so.
I had a question for Billy. We got a couple emails on a proposed fill project up on Sawyer Hill, Billy, by Green Hill Stables. Now, there's a septic system there. They're gonna have an upgrade above it for an indoor riding center. That doesn't affect us, does it? They're not gonna be on the system at all, but they're.
What do you
about-
mean a system for the riding? Are they putting in a
Well, no,
system?
there's a system in there for the original house or barn there at the top of the hill on the left. And they're proposing an indoor riding stable within, I don't know, so many feet of the system that actually exists here now. So I don't know, we might send you the email or you might get some information on it, but
You'll have to
it's
take a look.
what
I'm not
they
aware of
want to
it.
bring 2,200 yards in and it's within 25 feet of the system. And it's under a CR up there, but I don't know.
Well, they couldn't put extra fill on top of the system greater than 3 feet.
No, okay, so that answers one question.
But if
I
it's
know that
25
they-
feet away from it, that might not be a problem.
Right. So maybe you'll get, Richard knows a little bit about it, I think, but they're submitting a plan. Or they submitted one and Concon was looking at it. And I know we always get this stuff, sometimes too late. They were supposed to, it might go out a little further now till the next meeting, but they were gonna give them a permit at last night's selectmen's meeting, but I think it got moved out,
Hmm.
because, but there was a question whether, somebody questioned in those emails whether we had any involvement besides earthworks that, being near a system or grading water towards it or anything like that,
I'll have to take a look for those emails.
Yeah, if not, I can send them or somebody's got them. Rich, Paul, you might have got some too. I don't know.
I've just seen the emails that have come through. I'm
Yeah,
certainly aware of the situation.
Okay.
Just an FYI, the Gibbs Road went in December 2020, so just it's actually three plus years.
Oh, yeah.
On that
yeah, no
21
kidding.
Gibbs, Title
Geez, it
5. Yep,
doesn't seem it.
I know.
Okay, I'm sorry. Keep rolling.
I'm forwarding that now to you, Bill. At least I'm trying to.
Okay,
It's got drawings and everything.
The last one did, the others didn't.
send it to the Berlin address too, because that way it'll be fresh on the email list when I get there tomorrow or
That
Thursday.
property is across from Jay Teach up on Sawyer Hill.
Yes, I
Shell-
Oh,
think
that
it's-
other boarding, what is it, Green, something or other?
Yeah,
Green Hill Stables.
Green
I
Hill.
think it's but part of the Bosconi
It
property.
is, it is.
it is,
Yep.
Yeah.
it is Biscone. In a couple minutes before hearing, we had two overseas shipping containers delivered this week, which we purchased. We're gonna use one at the take it or leave it to experiment with taking in more furniture and hopefully getting Fresh Start to take some of that off our hands. What we need to think about is if Fresh Start doesn't take it off our hands, that means it's our take it or leave it, or it's our dumpster material. In which case, I think we should be thinking about some kind of nominal charge if somebody wants to drop off furniture, that we get some kind of remuneration in case we are hit with having dispose of it. It's a conversation Stan and I have been having just about using the open top period. But this is now another layer of potential complication.
Mhm.
So one of the containers will be used for that. The other will be used for our own storage of things. These containers are like brand new. They've made one trip across the pond. You could
Nice.
literally eat off the floor in these things. They're so clean. And besides the double barn doors in the back, they have a passage door, person door on the other end. So we have access
Oh,
two ends
Yeah.
on these containers, which is kind of unusual and
Yeah.
could be very helpful. They get delivered. First one came in about 6:45 Monday morning, and the other one was later Monday afternoon. So that was, I think that was a worthwhile investment because these things will probably outlast most of us. So we just need to put them to use in the right way.
right.
And I invite board members to go down, check them out, take a look.
Yeah. I almost pulled in when the highway was there and I didn't because I didn't know what they were up to, but you had them placed, Paul, or they placed them?
One of them's placed, the other one's just put on the ground.
Yeah,
Got to work with Fred and Stan.
Sure.
My thought, and I've got to talk to Richard Hanks. I want to separate two of the containers. So there's 8 or 9 feet between them, and we could put up basically a basic roof structure over it for outdoor dry storage.
yeah,
Use them as sidewalls. And with the way DEP is changing things, we got a container for mattresses, but
right.
I think just looking down the road, we need to be flexible in terms of what we can store and where, because we don't know when the next shoe is going to drop on in terms of what's allowed in trash and what isn't. So food for thought.
Yeah, good job though on getting them. I mean, that's,
Yeah, that was thanks to Richard Hanks. He was the one that knew of them. He put me in touch with the owner. I went up to Townsend, looked at them, and they were just fine. They were very good.
Very
And,
good.
Everything's been paid. June has all the proper paperwork, so it was nice, clean situation.
well, having the side door might be, you know, a lot
It's not a
easier.
side door. It's on the opposite end.
Oh, really? Yeah,
Yeah.
no kidding.
Yep.
Good,
And it latches just like the barn doors, but being brand new, everything works very well, so.
right. Very
And
good.
Highway's willing to work with us however we need to set things up, so.
Terrific.
Do we know if Joan is gonna be joining us?
I think Jody is here for the Control Alliance.
Jody is. I gotta ask her to unmute.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
Good.
Okay, there we go.
Hey,
Here we are.
So I'm here for Joan.
Okay.
I just have to remove my cat from my room here because he's gonna be loud.
Yeah.
like the
Is,
rest of the
um,
girls.
Is Matt Senni here?
Yeah.
Not yet. I don't see him. I sent him the link.
Now, one question, they can't sell tobacco until they at least pay the fine, correct? Is that a correct statement? Or
Are you asking me
Yes.
or?
anybody that knows?
Well, I did an inspection on April 4th. And so at that time, there was cigarettes on the property and he wasn't there. There was a clerk who.
This was April, excuse me, this was April 4th?
Yes.
Wow, okay.
So at that point, the clerk and I removed them from the property and the owner had a car there. So we put them in the car. So they were no longer on the premises.
And that was something that should have been done prior to that, correct?
I
Yeah,
believe he wasn't supposed to sell tobacco until he paid that fine.
That's my understanding, yeah.
yeah, okay.
Hmm.
So I guess we discussed it.
Well,
was he gonna?
there hasn't been a lot of cooperation. I'm just trying to open it up.
Was he planning on attending, Paul, do you know, or
I have no idea, Bob.
Billy, go ahead.
He called me Monday to see if he could plan on paying the fine in August. I told him I couldn't make that decision. He would have to attend tonight's hearing. So to my knowledge, he was supposed to be here, and I think Sue emailed him the link.
I
And when
did.
was this original violation? Jody, do you have that information?
I do. He had a youth sale on 3/11/22, and that was $1,000 fine. And then on the next inspection was 5/30/22, and that was a youth sale, and it was a $2,000 fine. So I believe he must have paid the $1,000 fine.
Yeah, I think he,
So-
Donnie, do you remember that? He
Yeah,
paid the
he did
1,000, but the
the first one.
2,000s too?
Yep. Yep.
And the second one was, what was the date again? I'm sorry.
It was 5/30/22, and I'm looking at a letter
5/30/22.
that
Okay.
Jones sent on May 5th of 2022 that references a meeting of the Board of Health of Berlin for May 3rd. And you gave him a 21-day extension to pay that $1,000.
Right.
So he
That's-
must, the date was May 25th of 2022 that he must have made the payment, that you gave him the time until that date to make the payment.
And he didn't. And
I don't even know what to say regarding this because this has been going on so long, with an apparent lack of sensitivity on the owner's part.
uh,
So
Matthew-
currently, there's no tobacco on the property,
He is,
Um,
to the best of your knowledge.
The best of my knowledge.
Right, yeah.
and they don't currently have a license either, right, Billy? Did they renew
No, I'm
it?
holding their permit and application fee for payment of the fine,
Correct.
as discussed with the owner.
Right, okay.
He did have a Department of Revenue permit,
Okay.
but that without the Berlin, he needs to have the town permit.
Right.
Matthew, Matt is trying to log in. I just resent him the link to get him on
Okay.
board.
Okay,
Of
Excuse
course,
me.
now I lost my Zoom link. You guys don't, oh, there you are. I was gonna say, you don't need to see me.
yeah, but you control the universe.
Ha, I love the power.
Such power.
That's why you're 2 hours away, so you
You
get
can
out of
love it.
Dodge.
There's an end button. I always like pushing that end. button. All right, so I don't know if he's gonna make it or not. So what happens at a hearing? Jody,
I'm sorry?
I said typically what happens at a tobacco hearing?
Well, Joan just, the reason I'm here today is just to give the history of Mr. Sene's tobacco violations. I'm reading the letter that was sent to him, and it talks about current business and any new business owner until the outstanding fine is resolved in regard to permits. So I don't know if that means other permits besides tobacco. I mean, he doesn't have a tobacco permit to sell in your town. So he can't sell. You haven't issued him one because he hasn't paid his $2,000 fine.
Correct.
Right.
So if he pays the fine, he's good?
That's up to you.
Now, if he pays the fine, it's up to us whether we would grant a new license or a continuation of it. I don't know.
I'm here.
I think that's a decision we can't make until,
He's on the phone with us now.
He's on the phone now, I think, Paul.
well, good.
I got it.
Matt,
Hello,
okay. We have. him
Thank
on the
you.
line.
we've been trying for 20 minutes to get on 6 different ways.
Sorry.
How are you all
Well, we
tonight?
just started, so no harm, no foul.
Good, Paul. Thank you. You want to start all over?
Well, we would like to know what your plan is, because that's where we're at right now.
I just wanted a month to pay the fine, and we're not selling any cigarettes. I just need some time to pay the fine.
It's been a protracted period of time already.
I realize it is. I've just been waiting we're waiting for different things to happen with the cafe, and we just need a little extra time. It's a lot of money, and we're trying to keep the doors open and everybody employed and servicing the community. But I should be able to do it next month. I'll commit to doing it next month.
Yeah, should have isn't gonna work. We need a commitment and we'd like a date.
A month from today.
We have a meeting on the 15th of August. That would be 3 days prior to a full 30. Would that work? We got to keep it on a meeting agenda.
I'll keep it on the meeting agenda for August 15th.
Now,
That'll work out great for me.
can I make a suggestion? Matt,
Yes.
this is Bobby Wheeler from the board. Are you gonna do any kind of education to the, the clerks and people down there to,
We have been, and the person who sold the pack on Memorial Day Saturday, he was gone by June 2nd.
Yeah,
He was gone before I knew he'd sold the pack of cigarettes.
okay.
We have a staff of 3. Everybody's very focused about it.
Okay, because that's looking out for your end of the deal, because.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And one of the bottom line is it falls on me. We sell about 6 packs of cigarettes a day, and they've been much more focused on IDs for the liquor, and they just ran over and they just didn't look,
Right.
and that's what happened.
But
we
Oh, I see.
have 3.5 employees. Everybody's very focused. I promise
Yeah.
you.
Well, selling liquor, selling alcohol, the issues with ID, so it's
Oh yeah,
basically the
we
same
ID
thing.
just about it. If you're under 45, we ID you.
Oh, so,
It's
right.
I got news for you, and we're not the only ones. I got people in their 50s that have their ID out.
Oh,
They're
sure.
just used to being carded everywhere they go.
Okay.
It's just
That's
kind
all.
of the nature of the beast these days.
Yeah. Well,
But we got to do what we got to do.
yes,
Jody,
exactly.
do you have any comments or any input from the Tobacco Alliance?
There is
No?
some retailer education trainings that we can forward if he would like to offer that to his employees.
I can offer it to my employees, sure.
Okay, so I'll have Joan forward that to you. She has your email,
Okay.
correct?
Yeah, I believe so.
I would think,
Absolutely.
Matt, I would think you could use a little stronger word than offer it to your employees. If they work for you, you're the boss.
I'll make them read it. I only got 3 employees.
It
It'll
seems
be
to
very
me
easy.
that you can kind of mandate it.
It won't be a problem at all to mandate it.
All right.
They'll take care
Yeah,
of it. I
this is-
promise.
this
And I'll
is
be
going
back
on-
on the 15th.
This has gone on a long time and we need to get this resolved and get this ship straightened up. So,
I agree.
The ball really falls in your court at this point.
I'll be ready on the 15th.
All right.
Is this anything
All
we
right,
have to
thank you all.
vote on, Paul?
Welcome.
I didn't hear that.
What, Bobby?
I didn't know if we had to vote on anything, this agreement tonight or anything, Paul, or?
No,
it's
he's
an
going on
open-
record. It's in our minutes, August 15th,
Okay,
and we'll revisit it then.
all righty.
All right. Thank you all very, very much. And again, we tried very hard to get on the on our computer as a true Zoom call, and we couldn't figure it out here.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
All right.
All right. Thank you all
Matt.
very much. Bye bye.
thank you.
And thank you, Jody.
You're welcome. Now, would you like us on the August 15th meeting?
Might be a good idea. Plan on it.
Okay.
If we're not putting you out too much.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I mean, this has gone on a long time, bumps and, you guys in some ways have our back. I mean,
Right.
Tobacco Alliance is your bailiwick. We're just a local board. This is the first tobacco hearing we've had, so your support is appreciated.
Okay, well, just please reach out if there's anything further that you would like from us.
Okay, do
Thank
we
you
reach
so
you
much.
through
All right.
Joan?
Sorry?
Do we reach you through Joan?
Yes, you do. You do. You just send
Okay.
it to the Lemonster email and I monitor that email for Joan. So,
Very
I'm
good.
going to send you a copy of the agenda and Zoom link.
that it worked. That's how I got it. So I'm here. Okay. Well, I hope
Okay,
everyone
thank
has a
you.
nice evening. Thank you.
Good night.
You too.
Good night.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
7:44. What's next?
66 Gates Pond.
Yeah, what time is that one?
7:45.
Yeah, in a minute. Yep. So Jack Maloney's here. And
Yeah,
Dan-
and it looks like a Dan B of some
Right,
sort.
yeah.
Yeah, Dan Barry, 79 Gates Pond Road.
Oh, okay. Dan Barry.
Hey, Dan.
Mr. Wheeler, it's been a while. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you? Dan?
Good, thank you.
How's your mom?
My mom is doing real well. Today
Very
is
good.
actually her 88th birthday.
Wow.
God bless her. Tell her I said hi.
I certainly will.
Did we just lose?
I think we lost Jack.
I think we did. Yeah. Whoops. Okay.
Maybe he'll come back.
He was here a minute ago.
He'll be back. If he wants the hearing to proceed.
Hmm.
Hmm.
He's got two of them tonight.
Bill, did you know that Rich Hanks is not leaving?
I did.
No,
He told me
Yeah.
earlier today.
good
Yeah,
news.
I
Yeah,
heard that
very good
too.
news. Very
I
good news.
jumped up and down. He is my, he always tells me how to proceed to fix things or where to look or,
Yeah.
Well, I don't know where we would find, we've had very good luck with Richard. He's very knowledgeable and he's not a city inspector. He's a
He's a
down
good,
home.
he's an excellent fit for the town of Berlin, I
He
think.
sure is.
And he's very knowledgeable.
So Dan, you're down on Gates Pond now?
I'm on, 79 and also 84. So I've got a couple of lots here.
Oh, okay. All right. That's good. Are you developing them, Bill? Dan?
On 84, I just have a barn at this point. When
Oh,
I
yeah.
built it back in 98, the intention was to put an apartment above it in the loft.
Oh, yeah.
With the cost of septics and wells and all that happy stuff, my well ran dry.
Yeah. Well, it hasn't got any less expensive since then though, huh?
No, it's slowly but surely. She's looking a little better than she used to, that's for sure. I
Well,
had a
that's-
new roof just put on it in the spring, so.
Okay.
Very
Jack-
good.
Jack is under attendees,
okay.
not allowed to talk.
Yep.
I don't-
bring him up.
Okay, because I don't, oh, there we are. Hello.
There he is.
There he is.
Unmute, Jack.
Yep.
Here, I'll ask him.
Very-
Okay.
Very stoic looking.
There we go.
Okay.
Sorry about that. I couldn't get my voice on there earlier and
Hmm.
had the spiral of death spinning around there, so I had to log out and get back in.
Well, we can hear you now, so we're good.
Okay.
And this,
Uh,
you're looking for some variances for 66 Gates Pond Road. Would you elaborate, please?
Turn the light on again.
All right. Can you see my screen?
Oh, I love this man.
Yeah, like that.
We have Gates Pond Road. If you go towards the top of this, you'll come out to Route 62 where the traffic lights are. This is about the third or fourth house down on the left. The Wileys own this. Basically what they would like to do. Let me zoom in a little bit. Their house currently is this dark brown with a bathroom and a bedroom off of this bump out. What they are proposing to do is take that bump out and put on an addition that's in this light brown that would also encompass the bump out. In doing so, they're going to replace their septic system. They currently have a 1,000-gallon septic tank here in red and a leach field out in this back area. That is going to be abandoned, discontinued. The tank will be pumped, crushed, filled, and the plumbing is going to be redone to come out the new foundation out to the side, to a new 1,500-gallon mono septic tank, to a leach field over in this yellow highlighted area over here. We have in green back here, we have a wetlands area that runs down, basically goes from north or west to east over this way. There is a 50-foot strip that Highland Commons owns, just to where my hand's waving. And we also have an
Yep.
existing drilled well in the front yard. We have a 50-foot well radius right here, and then we have the 100-foot well radius, which is this outer blue line. We are looking for some special approvals. Local Board of Health variance request, general requirements, section N, reserve area, a reserve area of equal capacity. We have just shown a new primary area that is up to Title V standards. Section 4D perk test, 2 perk tests in the primary. We ran 1 perk test. It's all 2-minute beautiful sand and gravel in that area. Section 4F distances, septic system less than 100 feet to a wetland. We have 75.2. Septic system to a well less than 100 feet. We have 74.2 feet. And septic system to a property line 25 feet. We have 22.3 feet. Under Title V local upgrade approvals, we have 15.405.1G. Reduction of the required 100-foot setback of a septic system from a private water supply well, 74.2-foot setback from our well to the new proposed septic system.
Are the number of rooms in the residence increasing?
The total number of rooms? No.
No.
The number of bedrooms it's been designed for and was permitted originally for back in the day is 3. That number is not changing. The master suite, so to speak, is going to be enlarged, and the kitchen area is going to be opened up and made a little bit larger. So they're just reshaping the existing rooms that are there and opening up the floor plan a little bit. Kitchen, living room area.
Just looking for a little background, was there any existing issues with the current septic system?
I did not inspect it, so we just assumed that given the location to the wetlands and the age of it, that if they're going to be doing the addition, we figured that we might as well just go ahead and put a whole new septic system in. The age of the system goes back to, I don't have a copy of the permit bill. I don't know if you have one handy, but I want to say it was probably late 60s, early 70s. And the groundwater table would be an issue at that point back there.
Okay,
So
well, I commend you and the owners for being proactive about this and offering
Yeah.
a better treatment of local groundwater and so forth. That's good.
and we do have, so the board knows that there is a 5-foot offset below this, so it meets Title V standards. Obviously, we're less than 100 feet from our own well, so we have the maximum or the minimum, however you look at it, depth below the system to the groundwater table.
And you're going to a 1,500 tank rather than 1,000, correct?
Correct.
Basically, you're putting in a new system. You're changing the plumbing and that's.
Yeah,
that's
it's,
all
yeah,
good.
from the foundation out, it's a whole brand new system.
Okay.
Billy, do you have any?
I don't
Well,
have
just-
any issues with these variances. Bill, is there anything that you're aware of that we should be?
Well, I just want to add, Mark Rhodes is doing the addition and he had given me a room layout and it's with the addition, it's 6 rooms total, 3 bedrooms, so there's really no issue with room count.
Okay.
Very good.
And I don't have a
Basic-
permit on this, but I'm gonna guess, I think Jack said maybe what, 6, probably 70s, I would imagine.
I
Yeah, I
would think so.
60s or 70s, I think. Yeah. I want to say that was Dale Smith lived in that house originally. But it is an upgrade. So good job.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't-
Do I hear a motion?
I'll
Yeah,
make
I'll make a
Can I just
motion
make
to
a comment? Excuse
Yeah, I
me.
think the
Go ahead.
abutter had some questions.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If the butter has
Sorry.
questions, please.
Yeah, so just two concerns on my side. So Dan Barry, I'm from 84 Gates Pond Road. Currently, I have the piece of land that is opposite Highland Commons 50-foot strip. Our original intentions, and I was speaking a little bit earlier to Mr. Wheeler, was to put in an apartment over the barn with a septic and well. And that plan is still in the works with funds going on. So my question is, two questions. The plan is, definitely, like they said, it's great that you're pushing it away from the wetlands. But there's a requirement to have this surveyed, so you physically know when you're digging that it's gonna be 22, and I think you said 22 and a half feet off of the Highland Commons line. Because I don't see any markings out there today other than what was put in back in 98 when I had my lot surveyed. So is that a requirement that the lot is surveyed? and
Well,
marked out?
there's probably going to be a requirement that we stake out where that septic leach field is going. And we did find control meaning iron pipes and drill holes. There was a couple drill holes out and back along the wall. There was an iron pipe or two pipes, I believe, that marked each side of that 50-foot strip. And then we actually went back towards Route 62 and tied into a couple more iron rods that delineate the properties up above. We do have and I don't think I have it with me, it's in the file folder on the computer at work, but we do have the survey plans for our lot. They were surveyed and cut off individually at the time as they were being sold to the builder. But we do have at least two, if not three of the other lots going up the other way that we used for survey control.
And this was done recently?
Yeah, we were out there this past spring, I believe,
Okay,
to do the soil testing. There should be an iron pipe. It's either the left side of your property or it's the right side of the Wiley's property that's been marked up. And we actually I think we had a plan that was done for the Highland Commons that they had surveyed that actually showed that pipe there too. So,
okay, great. That was my question because I didn't see anybody physically out there.
no, we did our surveying and topographical survey the same day that we did the soil testing back in April.
And then my second question would be is if you're looking at your wetlands marker, that line basically runs across my property and I've actually have a small pond on the right side of my lot. So my buildable area is limited. So putting it less than the required 20 feet, how would that in the future affect me putting in a well plus a septic
Get some.
on my lot? Is it something that I would potentially need to go through this same process?
Most definitely, you would have to go through the same process. Soil testing with Bill Brookings first. Whoever you hire for an engineer is going to have to.
But I'm talking about like to get special permission to go closer or further away from lines.
Well,
Right
if
now-
it's
Right now, I have like a sketch that puts me, a well, within the guidelines off of my end of the Highlands Common lot. And then 100 foot out from that is where my septic would go or vice versa. I can't recall exactly how they laid it out. But now that yours is closer, that affects how close my well can be now to that corner.
Well, I would say, Dan, you have to submit a plan of some sort to make any kind of, or have a engineer such as, I can't tell you to have anybody, but that know the rules and they could fill you in on any of that. But yes, you would have to go through the full process, of course, especially if it's a new system and there's never been one there.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. Thank you, guys.
All right. Have a good night.
You're welcome.
I make a motion to pass all of the requested variances.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor, we'll do roll call. Sue,
Aye.
Bobby,
All right.
Paul, I as well.
That was a little confusing for me.
Okay,
Yeah, I think that was Dale Smith's house. You remember him, Paul? Used to hang up the center there. They called him Gopher.
no,
we've
never know him.
We've got the next hearing up.
Okay.
We can
Okay.
roll right into that. Bill, go ahead, Bill.
I didn't know if Dan's question was answered.
Oh.
I think he was asking, is the placement of that bed, could that affect the placement of a well on his property? And it certainly could, but the board is only varying the town's offset by 3 feet. You know, the town says 25, the state says
Right.
10. So putting that bed there certainly could affect the ability for a well to be placed on an abutting lot, but you know, right now the septic's being approved. There's no well being proposed. So, you know, that 3-foot difference, I don't think would impact what's happening on Dan's lot. The placement of the bed there in general might be, but this variance doesn't, you know, that 3 feet isn't going to make a difference one way or another. And
Okay.
also, Dan, you know, if you're proposing something on a lot that doesn't have a system already, this is an upgrade. There's an existing home there. There's a lot of relaxation given to the code for upgrades. You're considered new construction. There's no flow there. So you would be held potentially to a higher standard as far as meeting offset. So you really, you know, would need to start with an engineer, get soil testing done and see what it looks like on paper.
Got it. Thank you.
Can everybody still hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
you can.
Okay, because I've got that blue circle going back again. I may have to
Disappear?
restart this, so excuse me for a minute and I'll be right back.
Okey-doke. I don't know, what does the blue circle mean?
Spinning, maybe? Is that what it is?
My cable does that all the time. It's I forget what you call it.
It's a technology term. That's all.
There you go. I know.
Buffering, I think.
Buffering. That's
There
it.
you go. I
You
get,
got
yep,
it.
Yeah.
I get one. My daughter would be proud. No. I know. Gotta love them.
Hey, I had to come to New Hampshire just to get internet, so
Yeah, well, you could have come to my house.
Did you bring the cat up there, Sue?
of course. I'll show you. He's
No, I
nice.
thought it was funny because I'm thinking of Donna, you and
Yep.
Jody all had cats.
Oh, my cat's right here. See,
Yeah,
I've got a dog.
there's my
I got
kitty.
a dog. Bill saw Ben today.
Yes, bulldog.
If
Oh,
he
there
hears,
he
he
is.
hears the computer, he starts barking. He thinks somebody's here.
Oh,
He thinks
that's.
I'm talking to somebody.
Whoops, somebody's got
Sue,
to.
Sue, you're stressing them out.
All right, hold on. All right. All right,
He was tired.
Yeah, evidently.
I think you're okay, Jack.
Okay, Jack, are we back? Are you back?
I
think-
don't see me up there.
Oh, we do.
Well,
We hear you.
We'll have your picture.
We
Yeah,
got your picture and we hear you, so that's.
You do, really? All right.
yeah.
well,
yeah.
I'm definitely
Yeah,
having
but you're
some
not
issues then.
moving or smiling though, you know?
You got, you took your hand down. There you
It
go.
keeps crashing every time I try to put my video on.
Okay.
Oh,
Ah,
well, just talk.
yeah. Your picture's not bad, Dan.
All
I mean,
right,
Jack.
so we have a hearing for Conrad Rainville at 115 Barnes Hill Road.
Okay, can everybody see that?
Jack, I'm gonna have to make you some blueberry muffins.
Yeah, your plans are wonderful.
Scoring some points tonight.
Yeah,
Even
you
do them,
are. You
even
are.
do them in color.
Hey, Jack, why
If
are
you
my
lose-
plans
yeah,
colored?
if you lose the color, we're gonna lose you. So, you know.
Bill, if you need them in color, I can. but
I'll get my crayons out.
I just learned we have this program, it's called Bluebeam. And you can pull in a PDF and you can do all the colors on it instead of having to do them all with colored pencils and highlighters. So it actually looks a lot neater.
Oh, this is much easier to digest.
Yep,
to look
and
at
it
digest.
takes about the same amount of time too on my end. It's just drawing squares and coloring them in with the computer. So
Nice.
okay, so Barnes Hill
Yeah.
Road, we have Barnes Hill Road over here. And then out where my hand is somewhere in space is Linden Street. So this is the old farmhouse, excuse me, on the corner at the top of the hill.
Right.
We have an existing well, artesian well here. We have a 50-foot radius and a 100-foot radius here. We did a couple of soil tests back in April. Obviously, we hit high groundwater out in this area. We did a sieve analysis. We are replacing the septic tank, and I don't think anybody really knows what's out here. There's an existing clean out where my arrow is. We shot that, we measured down to the invert, and beyond that, nobody knows. I'm not sure if it's a cesspool. We're assuming that there's something down in this area because it would make sense that it's downhill and in this open area. But again, have no idea.
Could be 75 to 100 years old.
It very well could be.
Maybe more, Paul. Could be
Yeah,
two.
could be.
I vote for
So-
cesspool.
Homestead.
So we dug the two test holes in and around a few apple trees that were here. So you can imagine we had some fairly high water. We had about 36 inches of water. We had a 30-minute sieve analysis. And you can see right here, we have the sieve analysis in the plan from Yankee Engineering. We have a proposed 2,000-gallon 2-compartment tank out to a Presby system that's highlighted in yellow. And let me just go through the local upgrade approvals that we'd be looking for. Section 3, general requirements, N. The reserve area shall be of at least equal capacity. We have just provided the new primary Presby area. Section 4D, location perk test. 2 perk tests shall be performed in the primary. We have provided a sieve analysis due to wet and moist soils. And Section 5F, components, alternative sewage disposal system that we have provided. Again, it's a Presby system. Title 5 local upgrade approvals, 15-405-1I, sieve analysis, if a perk test cannot be performed. And again, we have provided that information for the sieve analysis. So we do have a 4-foot offset to groundwater here. We have kept it gravity as best we can with this area being filled and graded. Again, it's an open area. They are taking down some older, I think there's like 4 or 5 apple trees in this area. And the shed, I believe, is already moved since we've done the testing. So they're getting ready to get this area prepped and get it going.
Yeah.
Bill, I do have a room layout sketch. It's pretty rudimentary. I can email it to you and copy Susan on it once we get off. There are 4 bedrooms upstairs and 1 bedroom downstairs, along with a living room, dining room, and a kitchen on the first floor.
So
If
what
you haven't
motiv-
submitted the revised plans yet, maybe throw a hard copy in with them, the
Sure.
room count. That'll be helpful.
What motivates the 2,000-gallon 2-compartment tank?
Just a little belt and suspenders,
Okay.
for the Presby system. It is a 5-bedroom, so
Right.
if we can use it, we might as well use it.
Certainly. Gives
Also,
Now-
Paul,
Now, where the Presby's going, that's not lowland, so that's one of the areas in Berlin where it's just, you run into water without having
Yeah.
to look for it too much.
Right. There is, if you keep going down Linden Street, so if you go up Barnes Hill this way and then take a right about, I don't know, a couple hundred yards down there, you do hit that low spot where they have that little marsh area. I used to
Right.
go
Oh, yeah.
home-
Yeah.
Used to go
Yeah.
home there and the cows would be wading in it knee
Yeah,
deep, so.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
and it turns green every year.
Yeah, well, it's probably filled up with water right now and all that green got flushed out, but yeah, you're right,
Yeah, right.
Bobby, it does, it turns bright green.
Yeah. Huh. No, it's an upgrade for sure, and it's I'm sure it's well needed. Looks terrific.
Bill, any comments?
only on the 2,000 gallon 2 compartment tank, that's actually the size needed for a 5 bedroom. Like a
Oh, right.
1,500 gallon 2 compartment is good for up to 4 bedrooms, but the math just misses when you go to 5. So that's the reason for that larger tank.
Okay. Okay.
Any questions from people in the audience? I don't see anybody raising their hands.
No, I guess not.
Okay,
Any other questions by anybody or comments?
I'm good with it.
All right, do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve all requested variances.
I would second that.
All right, all in favor? Aye,
Aye.
very good. The variances are approved.
Thank you, Jack.
All right, thank you. You guys have a great night and let's,
You,
hopefully the rain stops for a little bit so we can enjoy a weekend.
no, I hear you.
All right.
Keep the color coming.
Good thing you're not perking now, huh?
Oh, no kidding. All right, take care, guys.
All
Good
right,
night.
thank you.
Aye. So does that end our list of hearings tonight?
It does.
It does.
Do we have any other miscellaneous business?
Um,
Bill, on your end?
I do not.
Do you
How
want
are
to
the
go
beavers in Bolton?
open top?
What's that?
How are the beavers in Bolton?
Oh, they're gonna be disappearing.
yeah. They go to the beach.
The Beaver Solutions guy is there's at least a 5.5 foot depth of water on the upside of the dam, so it's a lot of water.
Oh, wow.
So it's starting to affect wells and septics along Main Street.
Wow.
So we're trying to devise a plan, probably going to involve some trapping and dam breaching, I would imagine.
Take them to the
Yep.
beach. Bill. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Bill,
gonna be some careful dam breaching if you got water that deep.
Oh, yeah, it has to be a slow release,
Yeah.
potentially they call it a beaver deceiver, where they put the pipe in an
Yeah.
elevation that lets the water stay at an elevation that doesn't impact human activity, but also is high enough for the beavers to live in. So if they get rid of that population, lower the water level, put in a beaver deceiver, then when eventually, once that habitat's established, the beavers will re-inhabit it. So if they do, hopefully it'll be at a level that they'll accept and won't impact the people that live along Main Street.
Yeah. They've been in the water
Take them.
department a long time, them beavers, huh?
Yeah, they do their work well. What's that, Sue?
I said, when they catch the beavers, where do they take them to? They
Do
drive
I-
them
I
out-
don't know.
leave
Do I
them
have to
the
say
side
this
of the
on
road or
Zoom?
what?
The
You'd
animals
wanna
are
know.
destroyed. They can't relocate
Oh.
wildlife.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a good thing.
They used to make hats and coats out of them.
That's right.
Okay, I am good, folks. I know I put the fees for the open top, but we went through a lot tonight.
Okay.
Seems like we did.
Yeah, I don't think tonight's a good night to discuss that. We need, I want to get some more input from Stan, Roger Bradley, who's going to be dealing with furniture down there. You know, just plumb the depths for information.
Okay. But I'm gonna.
No,
put
we're gonna,
that-
I think we're gonna start off with something gradual and, we're gonna learn as we go, which is always presents certain problems and difficulties, but I think it's the prudent way to go.
But everybody can throw in their 2 cents though, too, right, Paul?
Not everybody.
Yeah, right.
No,
Excuse me, you're right.
well, people who are involved in the transfer station, they who understand
Right,
material
I hear you.
handling and all that.
Yes,
Yeah. Be nice to snap your fingers and have something magical happen, but we also have to be responsible how we're running that place down there, so.
Yep.
We'll
Okay.
probably try some things and change some things.
all right.
You know, it's gonna be a learning curve.
Bill, you got anything?
I do not.
All right.
I make a motion, we
Motion.
adjourn.
Wow, we have
I beat-
competitive
you.
motions here.
Hmm.
Oh, Bill, Bob can do it.
Oh, all right, I make a motion, yo, what?
8:15.
Second? Do I hear
All
a
in
second?
favor?
Motion to adjourn.
Aye.